Are we live already?
Oh, shit.
All right, let's get it. All right, what's happening, everybody? You are now tuned into the Thickness Protection Program. This is the podcast celebrating body positivity for all content creators. You already know we had to spice it up a little bit, a little differently. If you don't already know, I am Palm the Thickness Pro. And to my left, I have my special guest coming straight from Pop the Balloon, or Pop of Love, excuse me, on Body XL's channel, Kiyana Broussard.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Excellent. And to my right, I have a dear friend of mine who happens to be a mutual friend of Kiyana's. Can you introduce yourself?
Cherry Hefner. Hello.
Okay. Well, let's start off with how y'all know each other, first of all.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
We met at a tattoo parlor.
Yes. We met at a tattoo parlor a while ago, and then we've fucking just been cool since. We've talked on social media for years after that. We hadn't gotten to see each other, and then you said that, like, we had a mutual person, and I'm like, who? And when you said Cherry, immediately I was like, oh, it's a fuck. I mean, it's a yes. It's a yes.
Easy
Immediate
call.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Easy.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you ladies could join me on this Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
So cheers.
Yes, cheers.
Sunday Night Fever. Let's get it.
Sunday fun day.
All right, Sunday fun day. Okay, cool. So let's start with early days of Kiyana. Well,
Okay.
But before we dive all the way back then, how was your experience on Pop of Love?
My experience was amazing, honestly. The girls were absolutely top tier. I know it was about finding love, but when I say the girls were girls, they were girls. Every single girl that I talked to was amazing. Just a complete vibe. Now, the owners of Body XL, they were also a complete vibe. I would link with them any time of day. Now, the love portion and the matching portion was obviously a little different. If you watch Pop of Love, you'll see some shit on there. It was different, right? Like, you go out there, you don't know what to expect. It's not scripted, because a lot of people ask me, is it scripted? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? And you don't. Like, they put these men behind these curtains. These men walk out, and you don't know what to expect. And then when they come out, you know, either you vibe with them or you don't. And of course, I didn't match. I didn't find my love or whatever or whatnot. But there was some good there's some good content on there. That's all I gotta say. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it to see what it is.
No, absolutely. So since then, you know, I obviously reached out to you after seeing you on there.
Yes.
Since then, how has your DMs been? You know, how's life
I knew you
been?
were gonna ask
How's
me
life
some
been
crazy
different
stuff.
for you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Life has been cool. The content of it has been amazing. I am very blessed. I've been blessed enough to get some followers. Now my DMs, they're blowing up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But if you don't approach me correctly, you're just gonna stay in requests, to be honest with you. You're going to stay in that request side. If you approach me in a crazy manner where you're just talking about my tattoos or my body, I don't want to talk to you, to be honest. You got to learn my personality. I'm cool.
Right. I think people always forget about, like, just DM etiquette and
Yes.
like, how to, like, approach a human being.
Yes.
Because the internet just makes it too easy.
Yes.
Cherry, have you ever had
yes.
anybody wild in your DMs?
You've seen my Not Gonna Lies. Raunchy, they
No,
get
man.
in my DMs, like, oh,
Man, it's
I'm
crazy.
just like, who raised y'all?
Right. Ooh.
Like,
Mega cringe. Okay.
Literally.
Well, let's start off with you, Kiyana. So
Yes.
you are from Fontana?
Yes. So I was born in Riverside, but grew up in Fontana my whole entire life. I've been out there for a minute, moved away for a little bit, lived in Corona, but back in Fontana, it's hard to say I'll leave California or Fontana in general, but yeah, I'm from there and I love it. Born and raised.
Cool. Now, can you break down, a lot of people want to know, what's your ethnic background?
Okay, so it's crazy because nobody believes I'm black. I'm black, y'all.
I saw your mama and your daddy on there.
I'm black as heck, okay? My dad is Creole. He's straight from Louisiana, New Orleans. My mom she's just black and we're light-skinned and we look like sugar cookies. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But most people believe I'm Hispanic or anything else or like Pacific Islander, Dominican. They believe everything but black. Nobody believes me. Even when I'm at work, when I'm piercing people, I'll say something and they're like, wait, you're black? And I'm like, nah, I'm black.
I'm not gonna lie, finding out that, I mean, I already knew that, but like knowing, hearing confirmation to the information is so dope.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's my ethnic background. I'm for it, and that's just what it is.
Okay. How was 𝐿 Kiyana as a kid?
I was a nerd. I was not cool at all, to be honest with you. I was too busy trying to fit in. I'm not even gonna lie. My freshman year of like high school, I was trying to fit in with everybody and be a part of certain things that I wasn't. And then finally, I just jumped into the whole nerd route. I was a part of yearbook. I was a part of every club possible. I did BSU, which is like dance and step. I did absolutely everything. I also did like football trainers, so you wrap the guys up before football, stuff like that. I did that for a long time. I thought I was gonna be in kinesiology. I thought I was going to be in the medical field. I did go to it. I went to school for medical assisting. I have my degree and everything. I could if I wanted to, but it wasn't the field for me. Once I was in there for a minute, everybody's just sick and mean, so I just couldn't do it. And then I hopped into the body industry, which is tattoos and piercings, and I absolutely love it. Everybody leaves me happy. Everybody leaves me in a good mood. I like that vibe way better.
Word. How'd you find a foot in the door as far as the body industry?
So I had a friend reach out to me. I was doing a call center job where they had me traveling back and forth from the Philippines, and she hit me up and she was like, would you like to work in Santa Ana for a while and learn how to pierce? Like, I know you're working from home from right now, and it was during COVID. So I was like, you know what? Yeah. So she had a shop in Hawaii. She was traveling back and forth. She couldn't do both. She offered me the position, and I jumped for it. Fell in love ever since.
Very dope. Okay. What is the craziest like piercing or body modification you've had an appointment to do on somebody?
So I would say if you get a gun piercing, don't do it. Most of the time, if you get a gun piercing and it gets swollen or it gets infected, I have to cut it out of your ear. So most of the time, I'm cutting out that, or when I cut out dermals. That's the craziest stuff that I do.
Cutting out dermals?
Cutting out dermal. So the
What's
people
a
that
dermal?
So a dermal is an implant that's done either on your face or like on your chest, you'll see them, or on your back. So what it is they kind of take a hole puncher, they punch out the hole of skin, they go ahead and they place this anchor in. The anchor heals around your skin, and so it's in there forever. So back then, usually doctors' offices would cut it out, but now it's considered like an elective surgery, so they won't cut it out. So now they come to piercers and we have to cut it out of your skin. So if you have like a job interview or something and they don't allow it, people will come to me. I've had different stories. Some girl like couldn't go visit her boyfriend in prison, so I had to cut it out of her face. Like, I've had some crazy stuff working in, this body industry world, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy love. I was like, I need that love right there. I need that love to attack me, because that's crazy.
Cherry, as far as the body modification stuff, you got any questions for Kiyana?
Ooh, any other piercings?
I have done crazy amount of piercings. I've done noses, of course. You got your ear stuff. I think the craziest is the girls. Even for men, I'll do men's nipples. That's probably the craziest. When I do men's, they don't handle it too well. I've had 2 men that I've done, and both of them have passed out.
Oh my!
Yeah. So I would say it's for yeah. So men, I've had 2 men, and both men have passed out from nipple piercing. So I would say I've had some crazy stories for sure. And people end up getting sick. They'll just all that adrenaline that kicks in once you're done. You either get weary, you pass out, or you end up like getting sick, and you'll have to run to the bathroom and do your business. That's it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow,
I've had some crazy shit.
And you've been doing this for how many years?
5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Very cool. Well, I saw that, on your social media, you've been through a weight loss journey,
Yes.
and a fitness journey.
Yes.
Tell us,
Yes.
what were some of your lifestyle changes, and, what are you hoping to do as far as your journey into fitness and whatnot?
Okay. So I honestly, I had went through a crazy breakup. Not even gonna lie. I was with somebody for almost a decade, and we broke up, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what I liked, because I was so busy being like the stay-at-home wife. I didn't know what to do with myself. So I just jumped myself into the gym. I went hardcore. I would just constantly go in. If I felt sad, I would go in. I would go twice a day, 3 times a day. Like, I would just put myself in that gym. Once I left, I felt so much better. So that's how it all started. And I plan to continue doing it. I want to do it. I want to get to a certain weight. I don't want to be skinny by all by all means.
Yes.
By all means, I don't want to be a skinny girl. That's not my goal. I just want to be slim thick. Let me lose a little bit more tummy. Let me tone up, and then I'll be at my goal, and I'll be okay with it. I think I'm already at a point where I absolutely love myself. I loved myself way back then, which is kind of a hard journey because you see yourself in different positions, right? You see yourself as way thicker, and then now I see myself thinner. It's been easier to love myself thicker than it is now. I think I have more body issues with trying on clothes and stuff now that I'm thinner than when I was thicker. When I was thicker, you couldn't tell me absolutely anything. Now that I've lost weight, I feel like I try some stuff on and I'm like, oh, dang, does this look right? Or, oh, is this different? I think I'm trying to accept myself with the body loss or like the body weight and all that. But honestly, it feels good though. It feels really good, to be honest.
Body dysmorphia.
Yeah, body dysmorphia is no joke. It's no joke. Not at all. Not at all.
So with the gym became your sanctuary after
Yes.
this breakup.
Yes.
Can you tell us like what type of changes in your diet did you go through?
So most of the part, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't eating too much. I think that I was constantly busy putting myself into work that I really didn't have time to eat or anything like that. I was doing 2 jobs at the moment. So I was working from home and then I was also piercing. So that also helped. And with my diet journey, I literally just did salads. People write me all the time and they're like, what did you do? How did you lose weight? How did you tone? I literally just ate salads constantly and I just switched it up. I would do like a salad where it looked like it was from Olive Garden. I would do like a chicken Caesar. But every single day, I literally just ate salad. And when I got home, I ate some like air fried chicken. That was it. Like I would take off the skin. I'd put the skin or give it to the dogs or whatever, but I would take the skin off. I'd eat the chicken and just a little bit of salad again. That was it. That's all I did. And water only. No juice, no soda. I haven't drank soda in like 7 years now. I cut that a while ago just because. So before I even started my weight loss journey, so it wasn't really too hard because, again, I haven't drank soda in so long. So that's a major fact for sure.
Dang.
Nice.
Look at you. Girl. I know.
I'm trying.
I've been seeing her since the beginning to end. Oh my God. Yeah, like, go you.
From the beginning to the 9th inning.
Yes.
Yeah, big
yes.
facts. I love that.
All right, Kiyana, one thing we have in common, unfortunately, is that we both have a parent in heaven.
Yes.
So you lost your mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long ago? What was the cause?
So, in 2020, in about February, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Fuck
She
cancer.
had, fuck
Same
cancer.
here.
Fuck.
Pancreatic cancer.
Yeah. Kick that to the curb.
Yeah.
So she got diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer / stomach. It had started to move around. So by April of 2020, she was already just too far gone. She only did like 1 treatment. She was in and out of the hospital from February into April. April was like big on COVID. So we weren't allowed in the hospital or absolutely anything. We couldn't do nothing about it. So I think she was only hospitalized for about a day or 2 and then she ended up passing away.
Yeah, dear. I totally relate to that. You know,
Yeah.
my dad was sick for about a year. Like I was trying to tell you, the year I started TPP, that fall, he got sick.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like right around my birthday in October.
Okay.
And then, 11 months later and 20 some odd hospitalizations later.
Right, literally.
So, yeah, to moms and to
Big
Kev,
facts.
rest in
Big
peace.
facts.
Big
Parents
I
in
know they're
love
smiling
right
down
there.
on us, though, for real.
They are.
Yeah.
I know they're proud of us right now.
How is it being a parent, Cherry?
Oh,
Loaded.
Hey.
there you go.
Because I'm going to say, them crotch goblins.
Yes, for real. Yeah, no. Those crotch companies, no.
How do you feel about being a parent, Cherry?
Man,
And a young one.
the beige parents are going to cancel me right now.
No.
It's a wild journey. You know, it's a love-hate, because he got my attitude. He got my attitude, and I look at him.
Mommy's little monster.
Yeah,
he is mommy's little mom. He
literally.
literally is. I'm like, my mom be like, oh, thank God, like he's just you, and I'm like, whatever.
That's crazy.
But yeah, being a parent is cool. It's different. Yeah, like I said, my son, he's a brat. I love him, but he's a brat.
Okay.
Right.
This is a great time to take one Instagram question while I'm up.
I'm so scared. This is what I know. I just want y'all to know this is what I'm most
And
nervous
shout
about.
out to the supporters of Cherry and Kiyana because y'all came through with the questions.
guys.
Y'all made it rain with the questions, so we thank you for that. Ooh, we're underwater, dope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so Miss Vampy said, Cherry, how do you balance life as a mom, keeping true to who you are and what you like doing, Ms. Vamps.
I have a great support system. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
My mom and my stepdad are always there for me. My sister, even though she's going to school, trying to be an RN, all that stuff, she comes in clutch for me, definitely. Lately, my mom has been telling me not to say no to things, so I've been on this random side quest. Hints here.
Yes. We love
So
that.
yes, loving side quest. And yeah, that's just pretty much basic. It's trying to balance having a good support system and just loving life. That's it.
Right.
I love it. Okay. Well, and I'll go back to the IG questions, but I did want to ask both of y'all. Okay. I'll open it up to whomever wants to take it first. Okay. Well, Kiyana, we'll start with you.
Okay.
After your experience on Pop of Love, how has this changed your perception of men?
Ooh. I was like, ooh. You know what? It's tough, right? Because I'm all for love. I want to be in love. I want that marriage. I want a family. I truly do. I want kids. I want a family. That is a goal in life. It's tough because when you watch the episodes, you'll see that a lot of the men just have no personality. And that's a little bit hard. Some of them did. I won't knock it. I'm not gonna say who or what. Some of them did have amazing personalities. But some of them, even like when they asked you a question or when they talked to you, it was just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. And I don't want that in my man. That's hard for me because I'm a talkative person. Like, I want to talk to you. I want to joke with you. I want to play around with you. So my perception is a lot of men don't have the personality that I need. And that's where it's hard for me. That's where it's hard for me because I need you to joke around. I need to play around. We need to play fight. We need to wrestle. We need to do all these fun things. And if you can't even talk to me if I answer a question, that means that you can't do none of that.
Well, a couple of those brothers seemed a little robotic.
Oh my.
Yes. And as Cherry and I were getting our notes together for the episode,
yes.
I said, this almost makes me take even, and not to toot my own horn, but this almost makes me take even more appreciation in myself because you dudes just can't talk. You know?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, Cherry, what was your reaction to the fellas who were on Pop of Love?
Don't get me started on that. The way I was messaging her, I was like, I want to smack them. I was like, yes, I want to smack some of them. I was like, really? I was like, who? You just gotta watch the episode because honestly, like, just
you do.
You want to grab the screen, you're like, what? But yeah, just watch the damn episode.
Now,
please.
Second episode.
Yes.
It was a part 2 situation.
Yeah, oh my God, that was my favorite.
What was up with my dude who came in like cripping and tripping and, on the set? Was that a prank? Was this staged?
And you know what? That's what everybody asked me. Everybody hit me straight up and they were like, "Is this scripted?" And I'm like, "This is not scripted." So pretty much they put them behind a wall. So say there's this wall right here. He comes around this wall. And as soon as he walks out, the way he looked at the women it just didn't catch my vibe. Like, he walked out as if, like, he was disgusted in a way. And you knew what you were coming on. You knew it was all thicker women. It was 4 thick girls. Like, and when he walked out, he kind of looked at us up and down, and immediately I popped. Like, if you look at me like that or you don't come out smiling, like, most of the men did come out smiling. Most of the men came out, like, ready to do this. They were happy to do it. He looked like he was forced into that situation. And it was just not it. Like, it just wasn't a vibe. So I popped immediately. Obviously, we exchanged some words. So, he was a little upset. I was the only one that popped at first. But then I think when every girl seen the way that he was interacting with me alone and the way that he just spoke to women in general, everybody started popping immediately because it wasn't the vibe. Because, again, he came out fresh. I will give him that. He came out in the Canadian tuxedo or tuxedo, whatever you want to call it. Like, he had his hat on, he had his shoes on. He looked fresh. Just the attitude did not match what he was portraying in that moment. That's it. It just wasn't a vibe. That's all for me.
Yeah, no.
No.
I wish I had an imaginary balloon. I was popping it too.
Yeah, literally. We talked about it. We had a whole conversation. Sharon was like, what?
Okay, let me ask y'all this. I'm a huge fan of, shout out to Arlette Emily and her husband BM. I'm a huge fan of Pop the Balloon and Find Love on YouTube. Every Wednesday on YouTube, I'm tuned in.
Kisses. I fuck I mean, I freaking love you guys.
You know, we love all the flowers in the world they get.
Yes.
Do you think that the rise in popularity of this dating show has also altered dating culture to be like, I see one little thing about you that I don't like, so therefore I'm not interested?
That's social media in general.
So I think there's that, but it's hard, right? Because you're in this spot where you have so many men ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you don't want to match with somebody when you know you have more options. Now, if they say some things that you don't like in those moments, and I think that's the hardest part, because a lot of the comments suck on YouTube, I'll tell you now. And they're like, well, you're bigger. Like, kind of like, because we're big, we're supposed to not be picky.
Yeah,
we're just supposed to take whatever. Yeah, we're supposed to settle and we're supposed to take whatever we want. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. Like, you know, one of the men on there had mentioned Six Flags, this, that. I'm not for any of that. I will do Universal and Disneyland. Don't take me on a roller coaster. I don't do drops. I won't even go to the rides at the fair. Those are mobile. Like, imagine somebody hits their Benjamin and then they forget to put a bolt in. I'm not going to be on Final Destination.
Oh, yeah, no, I won't do freaking.
You know, so like that's my thought process.
I love rides and roller coasters. So I'm just sitting back like, okay, there's Six Flags, no Disneyland,
I'll do Disney.
No Scary Farm with Kiana. Got it.
No. I'll do that
the
part.
Punch Bowl out there in Rancho where they got the arcade, the bar, the bowling.
Big bag.
Clock that. Bolero. Now we. Ooh, I used to work at Bolero in Pasadena. Now we're talking. You know, these are the things.
That's my vibe, though. Like, I can do that. Like, so when men are saying things like that, I don't want to waste their time either. So imagine they take me somewhere, or they try to, or I match with them, and they're like, I want to do this, this, and this, and I'm like, no. I'm not for that. You know, so it's like those moments. So yeah, they say certain things where we're like, oh dang, like, well, maybe the next man I'll match with. It's kind of that vibe first. Like, it's not about being picky or just like popping because somebody said one little thing. It's about wanting to make sure you do have the option, and maybe you can match with somebody that comes on next. That's the biggest issue.
We can go, but I'm going to watch the stuff on the side.
No, literally, yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. I will be the backpack holder immediately. I won't go on no roller coasters or anything else you mentioned.
So I want to pick both of y'all's brains on this next one.
Okay.
You know, marriage rates are declining. Birth rates are declining.
It's crazy.
And I think that we are headed into this culture of, it's not like Al Green, let's stay, or is it Marvin Gaye or Al Green? Let's stay together. It's more the women want to be boss chicks, the dudes want to sit in a basement and game, and you slide in DMs.
Right now. Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
True or false to this? And we'll start with you, Cherry. What do you think about the culture of today's men and today's women?
It's scary. I mean, like I said, social media has altered a lot, and the TikTok trends of the random, like, oh, get a flower for everything, and I'm gonna get bashed for that. Like, oh, he should be getting you flowers. Yes, he should, but not for every single thing. Every single thing I see, like, it's a little over the top, and then that piques people's brains. And like, oh, why didn't you do that? Because so and so did that, and it's just like, that's not your vibe though. Like, I'm taking you to your places that you like. I mean, I'll give you flowers for everything that you want, but not for every little thing.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and people are probably gonna be like, ew, right now. But
right. I think I agree with that. So social media has altered a lot of things in relationships, right? Because you see nothing but happy people, but you don't see the bad stuff. You'll never see an argument on social media. You'll never see when somebody's upset over the small thing, like he left his socks on the floor or whatever it may be. God, yes. You'll never see that. I do agree with Cherry in a way, like, not every little international holiday has to be a thing, like, but I do believe in flowers. I will say that my dad has instilled a lot in me. My dad was a part of my life, my whole entire life, until absolutely today, every day. He knows that I'm here right now.
I love that.
He has bought me flowers, and my mom, every 2 weeks. Of course, I didn't understand that was bi-weekly paycheck back then, right? But even when I was a baby, he bought us both flowers. Every single, like, when it was bi-weekly, like clockwork. He told me, never date a man that doesn't open your door. Never date a man that doesn't buy you flowers. Never date a man. My dad has instilled this love in me, which actually, shout out to him because he's from out here, all up and down Crenshaw, Inglewood. He's from out here. So I know his mind is going crazy right now. Him and my mom had this love that we don't have in this generation. My parents were together completely If they did have a disagreement, it was what it was. But at the end of the night, you let that shit go. My dad always told me, and my mom always told me, you never go to bed mad. And a lot of people aren't putting that on social media. You know what I mean? They're just putting this perfect lifestyle of them traveling on vacation or them doing this and doing that. But you got to put the real moments and the raw moments out there as well. You can't just put the little happiness. That's it.
Okay. Cherry, as a single-ish mom, how do you feel about the way people talk on social media about dating someone with kids?
Well, okay, so when I was single, it was tough. Because off the bat, you got to tell people, like, oh, yeah, I have a kid. Because it's going to make it or break it, honestly. Because, some people don't want to be a stepdad or a stepmom. Because, crazy baby daddies, crazy baby mamas. Like, I don't blame it. I've seen it. And, and at one moment I kind of was, but I had my reasons. But, yeah.
Okay. Go on, I'm sorry.
But it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. It's just like it has to be more communication. A lot of communication, I should say.
Right.
But yeah.
Because in the past, I've dated many women before, who had kids. But my thing was always like, well, it doesn't matter to me because I never met the kids. It never got serious enough to that point.
Right.
And, now that we're getting older and, we're the three of us, although we don't look it because, black don't crack and Hispanic don't panic. Now that we're, in the dawn of our 30s, it's like
scary.
Situations are gonna be more serious.
Yes, most definitely.
So, it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh, would I be a good role model for their child?
Right.
It's like, well, yes, no. And then it's like, a guy like me would always turn the other cheek at the idea of being financially responsible for another man's kid.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that for sure.
Okay. Now, Kiyana, let me ask you this. Based off your appearance, what kind of judgment or assumptions do people make of you?
I knew you were going to hit me with the hard stuff, too.
Come on now, it's Thickness Protection Program.
I knew it was coming. Let me heat it up. All right. So I get some crazy stuff. Like I'm sure you believe it, but not only being thick alone, you get like this weird fetish, sometimes with men.
Oh my God, yes.
But the fact that I have tattoos, I think they think I have like these daddy issues, or I'm like in this like, oh, my biggest thing that I always get is like, oh, you love pain. Like, and it's like, no, I just love the way I look. Like, I love the tattoos. I love the vibe. I knew from a young age that I wanted tattoos. I used to always tell my parents and all that I was going to be tattooed. I told my dad that I was going to be tattooed up to my neck. I told him I was going to go up to here. And when it comes to those things, there is a lot of judgment with it. Not only that, even when I go out, I get a lot of stares, like, and some of them are good stares where they're like, I like your tattoos, and they'll just say it. But a lot of the times it's like older people of different descents and stuff. They look at me constantly. I had one issue where I was at the doctor's office, and I kid you not, this lady's like right here where you're next to me. And she's just looking at me the way you're looking at me. And I'm sitting like this, like I'm filling out my paperwork, and I finally look over and I'm like, yes. And on this side, I have like a little tiny hot stuff, which is a devil technically, above Jesus. And she was upset about it. And she was like, well, you have that up there. And I said, okay, and she was like, well, that's crazy. And I was like, well, I'm crazy AF. Like, I was like, so I don't know what to tell you. So I will get judgments here and there. That was my only like real bad incident of it. But I do get stares, especially since I started to do like my sideburns and stuff like that. There is a stigma with tattoos for sure.
Listen, I think women who have tattoos are incredibly sexy. Now, I will say, what age did you first start getting tatted? Because I saw pictures of you way back when you didn't have any or didn't have many.
Yeah. So I started at 18. I was in school for medical assisting, and I had the tiniest tattoo. It was like this little heart on my finger. That's all I had. I got that first, and then my mom got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was in 10th grade. So my second tattoo was a ribbon on my wrist for her. I got the orange ribbon for her. And then that's how it began. And then from then on, it just progressed. And it really didn't transcend into what I am right now. Like, I didn't have my neck. I didn't have a lot of it until after my breakup, and I started to be free. And I just did whatever I wanted. I got as many as I wanted, and I absolutely love them.
And she double tatted.
Yeah.
What was your first cherry?
Oh, right here, this one. On my neck.
The bat.
The bat. Just, I got it, my 25th?
Because you call your son Bat, right?
Yeah, my baby bat.
Oh, I love that. I love
Very
that.
dope. Okay. Yeah, I want many, many more, but I just got
hell
these two.
I'm not done.
Hell yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
already BB.
But you guys gotta remember, I work in a shop. It's
I know.
different, you know what I
She's
mean?
like, "You all be
I
going."
have like different homies that I met in different shops and stuff. Like one of my main artists, shout out to him. Raymond, he's out in Redlands. So I go to him constantly for my black and gray, like my portraits. You meet people, you create connections, and I think that's why I'm so tatted now. You know what I mean? Being in the industry, it's a little bit easier for me to get tattooed or meet some people, or there's moments where I can trade. Like I'd be like, hey, let me do your girlfriend or whoever you want to bring in, and then they'll tattoo me. So it's easier on my part compared to a lot of people. So don't take it like that.
I just noticed the one with the butt and the heart on the butt.
It's me.
Okay.
So I made it me. She has little back rolls on her. I don't know if you guys can see, but she has little back rolls, and I wanted a thick girl because a lot of them have silhouettes where they're just like completely like that Coke bottle, but that's not realistic. Like I have back rolls. I have certain parts of
So
me.
do you do tattoos as well?
So I practice on myself.
Oh, okay.
I hopefully want to do tattoos in the future, but mainly I've only done things on myself. I've done mainly things on my legs. I've done some cherries. Shout out to Cherry. I've done like a little candle and stuff on my leg, but I am practicing on myself, but I really do hope to do tattoos in the future for people.
In the future, yeah, you got to do an I heart big girl.
I would love to. Let me do the little big girl on you
Yeah,
though. Big
little
facts. Let me
big
give you
girl.
some little back rolls and shit on there. I'd love to.
I
For
was
sure.
say, tap me up and give me
Oh,
piercings.
Cherry,
I
you
need
know I
piercings.
got you, baby.
Yes.
You know I got you.
For
I'm
sure.
ready for you to come through.
Yeah, or
And
on the
then my
other
nipples
hand, I've
pierced.
always wanted to get like the Disney D, the YMCA Y, the
Oh,
Dodger
Hell yeah,
logo,
yeah.
and then the N64N.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I
And
like
then
that.
on both thumbs, get like the Pac-Man on one, and then get the Ghost on the other.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. See, it's original
it.
because nobody's
Yeah.
gonna have stuff like
Also,
that.
I got to shout out my man Jose Aleman, Dulce Guevara, Black Phillip, who are all the same person. Best tattoo artist in the Bay Area. He did both of mine.
We love
Very
the Bay.
dope rapper. You can check him out. Also on my channel, since we're doing this 80-hour stream, also on Palm Official on YouTube, I do interviews, reviews,
Yes.
hip-hop news that you can use. So everybody tap in. If you are an artist, unsigned or independent, and you need a review, get at me in the DMs, _PA.LM.
Right now.
Yeah, and we're moving it like that. All right, but back to the lecture at hand. Okay, how about some more IG questions?
Oh, Lord.
Okay. One Lovato said, Kiyana, what are major turnoffs in a guy?
Obviously, as we see on the balloon pop, just aggressive. I don't want a pit bull man. I want somebody that's gonna. I'm not saying I want somebody that's gonna be weak or submit or whatever. I want somebody that's just gonna treat me good. I want to be the princess at the end of the day. And I get it's a little hard, and I think this is where it comes into play. I'm a spoiled baby. I'm the only girl, and I'm the baby of the family.
As you should be.
My dad spoils me to death. My brother spoils me to death. Me and my brother are 10 years apart, so there's a big gap right there.
So you kind of grew up an only child too?
Yeah, so he was older.
Because I'm an only child.
Yeah, so he's older. We went to school at separate times. He was already graduated. He's already done things. Again, being the baby and the only girl, my dad will baby me to the end of day. My brother will baby me to the end of the day. Even though he tries to be like he's all tough and stuff, he will still give me whatever I want at the end of the day. Same with my nephews. My nephews are only 11 and 9. But if I ask for anything, they hop up immediately. So it's hard to come from that and to go to a man that just treats me like I'm nothing. And I just don't want that. You know what I mean? I need somebody that's going to treat me good. I'm not saying you have to spoil me because I'm independent as hell.
Yes, you do.
But yes, it is. Thank you, Sherry. But I need somebody that's going to hella love me. That's it. I need somebody that's just gonna. I low-key, I need to be babyed. I'm the baby.
Right. I think it's that you need to be treasured and cherished.
Yes.
You know, that
Yes.
understand that it's
Yes.
like, it's not that. It would be a big deal to have somebody like you know?
Yeah.
So it would be very special. And shout out to, I got somebody very special too. So, 1 in a million. Yeah. Okay. J Smoke 420 has a question. Oh. What's up,
You already
Jay?
know.
You already know.
Yeah.
Well, he asked both of you, who is your hero and what is a song that describes your character? Cherry, take it away.
What? Who's my hero? Damn, that's a good one. Why you gotta do that? I was like, can I flip off the camera? No. Who's my damn hero? Myself, because I gotta love myself, honestly.
Yeah.
That's not narcissistic.
Because you know what? I've been in the bottom emotions. I'm like, I've been seeing myself grow and become the person I am, and it's just like, damn, girl, you did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? Honestly, who's my hero? If I could, now I'm talking about it. You know, honestly, my mom. She's a strong woman. Yeah, she's the best example. I mean, me and her clash. Honestly, she's a Aquarius. I'm a Virgo. Either way, like, if you want to go there. But yeah, me and her, like, always butt heads. But at the end of the day, she understands where I'm coming from. I understand where she's coming from. I'm like, you know what? I got you, mama. And then she was a single mom. At one point, my dad was not there, non-existent. Right. And then seeing her come from the bottom and then having that support system. Yeah, she's definitely my hero.
If I were to go on Pop the Balloon, I would definitely be asking the ladies, what is your relationship like with your parents and your family?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no,
right.
That's an important
question.
Most
definitely. It truly is, because a lot of people aren't close to their families, and they forget about people that are close to their families.
Okay.
For sure.
And what about you for a hero, Kiyana?
Yes. That's a tough one. So I would say my mom or my brother. I'm not even going to lie. So my mom... We were like this. We FaceTimed at least like 20 times a day. If I did anything to my house, whether it was like put a little sign up, a little plant or whatever it is, I would FaceTime her and she'd be happy. I've traveled a lot, so when I was in the Philippines or the Dominican Republic, she used to tell people, she's like, I went all the time, like, because she was on FaceTime constantly. So for sure, she's my mom. The song would be I'll Always Love My Mama.
That's
yeah,
cute.
big facts. Now my brother, he will always be my big hero. Like that's my road dog. That's my best friend. I will do absolutely anything for my big brother. And songs for him, yeah, it's gonna be anything that's like Migos or any type of trap music. He's put me onto that, so I would say it's mainly anything with that. Anything with anything that has mumble rap. That's how we're gonna say.
Really, mumble rap. Okay.
Mumble rap for sure. For sure.
Cherry, did you get a chance to shout out a song that's important to you?
Oh, the song. Okay, I'm pretty much. Everybody already knows, but Bulletproof by YG. That's my song. That's my song all day, every day. I don't care.
I love that.
I can sing that shit.
That's a vibe.
Matter of fact, YG and Shoreline Mafia got a new one called Hollywood that's fire.
Did you listen to it yet?
Yeah, I heard it today for the first time.
Hits.
That's a banger.
Hits.
Shout out to them dudes.
YG does no wrong. YG does no wrong.
Okay. I had a question about this picture, though.
Okay.
It says you handle it all so well. What do you think you handle well?
So I think that a lot of my social media life, I was with one person. Everybody knows me with one person. We were also like a duo. So he did tattoos and I did piercings. A lot of people like to bring it to my attention absolutely constantly. I don't need to hear about it. I don't care what he's doing with his life. Yes, we did spend a decade together and stuff, but I think that I'm handling all of it so well. I'm not going to talk about most of it, but it didn't go down the best that it should have. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people know it because of both of us on social media. So a lot of people write me all the time. They tell me like, oh, you're handling this, or oh, you're doing your weight loss, or you're doing this, or I love to see you thriving, or I love to see you doing this. And it's like, you're handling these things so great, or you're handling the battles that you took at hand so great. And I am. I'm trying to handle it all, but I will tell you now, my brother was the one that picked up most of the pieces. When I first broke up with my ex, my brother was the one that was there. He helped me move. He helped me do everything. Even when there was moments where I was sad, like he would come into my room and be like, no, we're going to get up and we're going to do this. No, we're going to get up and we're going to do that. So I gave all props to him in that video where it said you handled it well, but in most of it, I will give all props to my brother.
Very dope.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Billip.
Yes,
yeah.
He's my Billip. I couldn't say Philip when I was younger, and even his boys, they would like try to, because I would say it. So now it's just a thing. It's Billip, but his name is Phil. But he's my Billip.
Shout out to Phil.
Yeah, he's my Billip.
Okay. Well, I have a segment on the show called Skin Deep.
Okay.
Where I admire the guest tattoos, but I feel like this whole episode is Skin Deep.
Yeah.
My favorite on you is the Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah, yes, Buttercup.
Yes.
Buttercup.
That's me. That's
But
my alter ego right here.
What's your favorite?
My parents' portraits.
Okay.
It took a lot of time and a lot of pain. I will tell you that right now. And I just think that the fact that I get to look in the mirror and see them, and I love the fact that I put them next to each other. So I did my mom's portrait first. I showed my dad. He was in love with it. So I didn't tell my dad I was going to do his. I just went and got it. And then when I came home and I was like, look, I have you. And I picked both of their pictures when they were younger. So when he's seen it, he was like, wait, that is me. And I put them next to each other so it looks like they're kind of kissing. You can't really see because of my shirt. So that's my absolute favorite on myself. Yeah.
What's the 444 about?
So,
Angel
this is
numbers.
crazy. It's angel numbers. So it just means that you're destined for certain things. You have these guardian angels. It can mean plenty of things. But after my mom passed, I seen 444 constantly. Whether it was on a license plate, whether I checked the time, whether it was my total at Target, whatever it was, I would get 444 constantly. A lot of people don't know. They know my mom passed.
And then April 4th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
94.
So
Okay.
my year is 4494. So 4 has always been my thing. So everybody always tell me 4 should be your lucky number. So again, after my mom passed, and then it stopped for a minute, and then my grandma, which is my mom's mom, she passed away just 1 year right after. Same thing. She got diagnosed with cancer. It kind of took her in a couple months. When she passed, I constantly see 444. So I have so many screenshots in my phone, which is a picture of me and my mom. It's going to be us. And it's just 444 constantly. So I was like, you know what? The best place to put it. I didn't want it super small, where it was just on my arm or wherever else. I was like, I'm just going to blast it across my stomach. It just means that my mom and my grandma are just guarding me constantly, for sure.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Well, your favorite color is orange.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you about...
You're good.
He pays attention.
Damn.
on
He's
now.
good, man. He knew my birthday when I came in. This is crazy. I love it. Okay.
You know what? I think we might be a little bit of kindred spirits because my birthday is October 14th.
Okay. You know
A
what?
little bit in there.
My brother and my nephew. My nephew is October 17th and my brother is October 25th. So vibes. No wonder we get along.
Now, orange, so Nickelodeon.
Yeah, so you know what? For a long time, my favorite color was yellow for a Coleman, which is still is. I'll say that's my second. Orange hit me in 2020, and ever since then, when I think about them, it's just they're happy colors. Pink is cool and all, but there's moments I can't be girly. Obviously, I do my makeup, I do this and that, but a lot of people will tell you I am such a little boy at spirit. So when they heard my favorite color was orange, they're just it just makes sense. It's just it is what it is. And again, it's just the happiness of it too.
There's something, and sorry to cut you off, but there's something magical about a sexy tomboy because it's the baddest bitch you could go just have fun with. Y'all could be playing video games or housing with. There's just something about that.
Yeah, right. Most definitely. And I mean, again, I grew up around, I'm the only girl in the family. Now that my mom is gone, I'm really the only girl. It's my dad, my brother, and my 2 nephews. So they remind me all the time. They're if you have a kid, is it going to be a girl? Because you're the only girl. They constantly remind me. So I think that, and being with my older brother and all his best friends, shout out to every freaking one of them. They treat me like a baby as well. And I'm the baby of the bunch, but I'm the little boy of the bunch. I can get everything they say if they hop on something or if we're talking some ish. I can hop on with no issue at all. That's just what it
all
is.
Right. Frank Ocean's album, Channel Orange.
Okay.
In 2012.
Okay.
You like it?
It was cool. Yeah, you know what? So back then, I wasn't big on R&B. I didn't become big on R&B until now. So I'm more so of the Summer Walker. You got okay R&B now. Even then, I think this comes back to the boy stuff, and you guys may judge me a little bit, but I'm listening to Future. I'm listening to Migos. I'm listening to Shoreline Mafia. I'm listening to straight up man music. Yeah. Most definitely. I'm not big on the lover girl music. I will get into some of it. Mariah the Scientist, that little blue song going around, I'm on it right now. I'm on it. Okay. But other than that, I'm going into the...
Because that kind of throws in my next orange, which would be emotional oranges.
Okay.
Have you heard of that R&B pop group?
No.
I'll put you on later.
Okay, I'm
Shout
ready.
out to Emotional Oranges.
ready.
There's a vlog on my channel where me and my homegirl Ashley go to their show. Okay. Orange Bang or Orange Julius? Cherry, you want to get it first?
I say Orange Julius.
I would say Orange Julius too, only because it was in the Mills my whole life, and that was just a vibe. It was an Ontario Mills.
Ontario Mills.
Yeah, it was an Ontario Mills, so I always got like a little treat. I'll say that. I get different things. So I don't want to say one thing, but I would get treats. Yeah, most definitely. Orange Julius.
The funniest thing I saw while digging through your social media to research was, I gotta work people to research. It is
what is it?
The funny, when you were just talking, you're like, hey, get some fat bitches in your shit. You were advertising, dancing in medical commercials. Like, I'm like, other than the woman like dancing in the medical commercials, and shout out to her though. I followed her. I can't remember her name right now.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, other than dancing in these medical commercials, like, that was, I wish I could like take her voice and make it a drop there.
No, you know what? I wish it became a sound. Like, I wish it did become viral because it's hard, right? Like, most of these girls now, and I'm not faulting any single one of you. I love what you do with yourself. If you love yourself, I love you. But there's girls that are natural as fuck. You know what I mean? There's me. Like, I don't have nothing done to my body. I've worked hard for my little bit of weight loss that I have. I'm trying as much as I can. And I think people forget that, you know what I mean? And they don't want to pick us. You know, we're not the first pick for a commercial. We're not the first pick for, I have a ton of homies. I'm not going to say their names or nothing, and that's what made me go off. Because I've had homies since the very playground, from when they first started doing anything they've done, and I've supported them. And as soon as they drop like some brands or some merch or some teas or something, they pick these girls with these, I'm sorry, but they pick these girls with these crazy like BBLs or like these crazy boobs that are like all the way up to their chin, or, you know, they pick that. But in reality, like, which is fine. Yes, they're fine as hell. I'll give you that. But there's women that are natural as hell on these streets that you have to pay some type of love to or some tribute to, or at least acknowledge us. Like, at least be like, you know what? Like, let me put her in a shirt real quick and put her out there with these girls. Like, a little bit of something. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
You know, shout out to the Body XL mags of the world, and
please.
You know, the I Heart BBWs of the world. Platinum, I see you. Shout out to, you know, all of the, hey, even I'll throw in my good peoples at Jeff's Models and Plumper Pass. Shout out to all of Scoreland. We love y'all too. And even, you know, we're laughing because the last three I mentioned are XXX, but like, shout out to all the platforms that have promoted body positivity and promoted women feeling comfortable in their own skin, because we need more of that.
Yes.
You know, and I've been told by ladies I've sat down with that, you know, it was hard to find clothes for girls for many years. Do y'all relate to that?
Oh my God, yes.
Growing up, for sure.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
We're looking at business attire for big girls.
No,
like, why?
You either had to have like these massive like leggings on, or
oh my God, yes.
Maybe this like boxy shirt where it's like short, but it's literally just like a box. Like
yes.
It was tough to find clothes for so long until now, for sure.
Okay. Well, one more think piece before we wrap on up here. What would be your advice, Cherry? We'll start with you on this one. What would be your advice, you know, now that women are starting to out-earn men and out-learn men, meaning that more women are getting their degrees and men are starting to fall behind, you know, you know, it's a beautiful thing after, you know, the decades of women's history and whatnot. It still is a scary thing because there's less men in the workforce, you know, and you see this gap in performance. What would be your advice to today's men?
Step it up.
But is it simple as that? Like, how does a guy step it up? You're raising a young man. So.
Oh yeah, love yourself. Honestly, love yourself. What I tell my son is like, it doesn't hurt to show your feelings.
Right.
It doesn't hurt to express your feelings. You don't like that? Tell me you don't like that. And he's very vocal now, and he'll tell somebody like, hey, I didn't like how you did that. Yeah. And I'm just like, yes, good for you. Good for you. Speak up, because everybody needs to speak up. We were all, I don't know if you guys were raised like, you were seen but not heard. And, you know, you don't speak up, you just keep it, you know, like, oh, that's your uncle, or, like, don't say nothing. Like, you just be respectful and stuff. Like, no, as an elder, as a youngster, whatever, like, you get respect if you're being respectful. And it's just, like I said, be more open. Don't hold your emotions. Don't hide them. if you love somebody, show them. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, honestly. And that's what a lot of guys are so scared. Like, oh, this other girl did this to me, or someone else did this to me, and I can't show you that. And it's just like, no, if you truly feel like you love them, show them. Open, be mindful, everything. Take in their emotions as well. I'm not saying let them completely trauma dump on you and all that stuff, but be understanding. That's all you have to be, is be very understanding, because we all been through a lot.
And Kiyana, same question, advice to today's men.
I agree with the be more open, only because I've come across a lot of men where they're not okay with the fact that I have my own little business and stuff like that. And it's tough because they just think like, oh, you're just trying to be this tough woman. You're trying to be this independent woman. Like, you need to be in your soft girl era. This whole like soft girl era that everybody keeps talking about. This is a social media thing. Yes, I do want to be soft. Yes, I would love to submit. I'm not even going to lie. I would love to submit. I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to do that shit. I would love to.
Agree.
But at the end of the day, it may not be realistic. So I got to plan for my future. And if you're not okay with me planning for my future in this moment, then there's no part for us to talk about. There's nothing for us to work out. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to be okay with the fact that I'm independent. I pay all my own bills. I do what I have to do as a woman. I make sure I go to work every single day. Especially when you own your own business, there's no sick days. Like, if I call out sick, I don't make no money that day. I don't have where there's this sick time and vacation time and this and that. That's not for me. I have my own business. I'm independent as hell. And I'm going to continue to do that. And hopefully my man understands that. Whether I end up getting married or not, they're cool with it. That's just what it has to be. I need them to understand. That's it.
Understand that, you're going to bring a certain level of independence to the table.
Most definitely.
As a business owner, first and foremost.
Most definitely. Yeah. I worked hard for this. Again, I've been doing it for 5 years. And it took me a long time, especially during COVID. It was slow. There was no business. There was nothing. I worked at a shop in Santa Ana, and there was nothing. Now
that your social media is starting to bubble up, where do you plan on taking it next as a content creator?
Content creating is fun for me right now. It's just this fun thing. I don't really expect to make like this crazy money off of it or anything. I've gotten a few small things so far. Like I said, I got the magazine, the Balloon Pop Experience. I get to be a Shein ambassador. Shout out to Shein.
Love that for you.
Yes. I love the... Yeah. See. Shein is absolutely amazing. I've been doing that. So hopefully it grows. If it does grow, I will be forever grateful. I've been doing social media since 2015. I started doing Facebook Lives on these little makeup groups. That's how I started to grow. And then I finally created an Instagram. And then from there, I was so against TikTok, to be honest with you. I was like, that's dumb. Like, I wasn't even on Vine. I was like, I'm not going to get on there.
Yeah, I missed Vine too.
Yeah.
Totally missed it.
So I literally, COVID hit. I was so bored. Again, I was working at home and I like made my first little TikTok. It got like some good views, and then I kept going, and then I started getting more views, and people liked my vibe.
Yes, I love to get ready with me.
I love and I love the love. Like, I literally went to the fair this weekend, and some girl noticed me, and it was the best feeling in the world. It made my absolute week. So I hope to continue to grow and do it, just to continue to promote body positivity. That you can be fine as hell, even if you are a thicker girl.
Facts.
You're beautiful as fuck, even if you are thick. I just want to promote that, and I'm going to continue to do that with my social media. That's my whole goal.
I would just love to see Tatted Bestie as a brand just grow up.
I would love that. I would love to drop some shirts.
Stickers and
yes,
shit.
Yes, I would love to see myself on a shirt and people rocking that shit.
And maybe a podcast or some type of talking thing of your own because you're very well spoken.
Yes, I would love that.
I'm putting pre-order.
And like you will always have a spot on Palm and on TPP, whatever you do.
I
in
love
your corner
that
for sure. Cherry, is there anything you got going that you want to plug?
My random adventures like this one.
Yes.
I'm a private chef now.
I love that.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a private chef now.
Yes,
for
girl,
some
you get
damn
that.
millionaire. That shit's dope.
You get that.
Yeah, that's just fun. That's fun.
Very
good
dope.
times, meeting good people. I mean,
Hell yeah.
random, like I said, random side quest, and I said yes, and now I'm doing it. Permanent
There you go.
now.
There you go. What's your go-to thing to cook?
For like at home or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general. Ribs. I love ribs. I love barbecue. They're just bomb. But that's what? That's my stepdad's thing though. I don't want to step on his toes. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna let you do that.
I'm sure he taught you some good stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I bought him, and that's how I got here. So
that's right. That's right.
Well, ladies, it was a pleasure to sit down with y'all, break bread, get to know y'all. I could tell this is. We talk all the time, so but it's far from the last time we're gonna kick it. So
yes.
Thank you, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Palm Official on YouTube. Make sure you follow all of us.
Yes.
And till next time, peace, love, Palm. We want thickness.